So in this video I'm going to be talking about the Epcot Food and Wine Festival. Now this is a special event that happens inside Epcot, normally from the middle of September. It used to be to the beginning of November, but the last few years it's been getting longer and longer and longer, going up to the middle of November. You do need a park ticket to go into Epcot, but once you're in Epcot, all of the parts of the food and wine, they are free to experience, in that you don't need a separate ticket to get to the booths or to experience the festival. Having said that, obviously it's a food and wine festival, so you do need to pay for the food that you try. It is an excellent event, it's brilliant, as well as being able to sample the food from the countries that they have around the World Showcase. They have lots of extra different, they're basically huts from different places all around the world, and they will serve 3 or 4 dishes from that country, normally a couple of mains and then one sweet, along with beers, ciders or wines that go with those specific dishes. So you get an opportunity to sample a whole range of food. I mean, it's unending, the amount of food, the different types of food that you can try. A fussy eater like me, I absolutely love food and wine because there is so much that you can try. You can go around all the different countries and just pick what you want. So if you're going to Epcot in the autumn, just September, October or November, I would recommend that you check out the food and wine guide before you go. So if you're going to Epcot more than one day, I would suggest on your first trip pick up the map that tells you what's on in each country, what booths are available and what food they offer, and then go away and look at the list and decide what it is you want to eat, so that when you go back you can then have a good idea of what you want to eat, rather than starting off in the first country and by the time you get halfway around you're so full you miss out on a whole load of other stuff that you would have wanted to try. So it's a good idea to have a little bit of a strategy around what you're going to eat. The other option, of course, is you go more than one day and you eat a whole load in the first day, and then the second day you go back and you try a whole host of other things. One thing to bear in mind is it can be a lot of food and it can be quite expensive, so I wouldn't recommend having a big table service reservation at any point during the day that you're planning to do food and wine. What we've done in the past is had a big breakfast and then started snacking at food and wine about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then just basically snacked our way around the World Showcase pretty much for the rest of the evening. Eat a little bit, walk it off, eat a bit more, walk it off, and just keep going like that for the whole of the evening. So how do you go about finding out what's going on in food and wine? Well, in between Mission Space and Ellen's Energy Adventure, there is a food and wine festival centre. Now this is in the old Wonders of Life pavilion, for those of you that remember Wonders of Life. So for me it was a good opportunity just to go inside and have a bit of a sneaky look at what's happened to the building since it stopped being Wonders of Life. During the Food and Wine Festival you can find all kinds of information about what's happening during the festival. Inside they'll have special demonstrations, they will have talks, there are different areas and experiences for you to take part inside the pavilion, and they also have a shop which has the limited edition festival merchandise, so that's the specific food and wine merchandise, plus it also has the specific food and wine annual pass holders limited edition merchandise as well. Now in 2016 Food and Wine, they offered a free gift to annual pass holders. If you went to Epcot more than 3 times, or on the 3rd time for Food and Wine, you were eligible to pick up a free Epcot Food and Wine annual pass holders glass. So that was also to be collected in the festival centre. A really good thing to pick up in the festival centre is a food and wine passport, which is what one of these is. And it's a little booklet that gives you all information about the different countries, and this year, instead of previous years where you've gone around to the kiosk and they've stamped it for you when you've bought food, this 2016 they had stickers inside, and that meant that once you'd been to a country and you'd bought some food there, you could take the sticker and stick it in the passport. Now although I like eating food, I don't eat a massive amount in the Florida heat, so I didn't do massively well, but I did get quite a few different dishes. The last thing to talk about is paying for your food during the Food and Wine Festival. So you, if you're on the dining plan, anything that's $5 or under normally will count as a snack credit. So if you don't know what to spend your snack credits on, then perhaps you want to save them up for food and wine. If you buy 3 items from the same place, and they have to be from the same kiosk, you can't just buy 3 items one after the other, it has to be in the same transaction, you are able to use a quick service credit for those, because that equates to the amount of food that you would get. If you're paying in cash, then normally dishes are between sort of $5 and maybe $7 or $8, depending on what it is you're buying, and then also you get the beverages as well, so either the beer or the wine, and again that's going to vary in price from sort of upwards of $5. So another reason to plan potentially is to work out how much money you're going to spend. The best thing to do, I think, is to put aside a set amount of money if you're paying cash, and once you've run out of money, that's it. Between 2 of us, one food and wine, we spent, I think it was $105. Now, it was incredible, and we didn't eat apart from breakfast that day, so between us that was actually, you know, basically $25 for lunch and $25 for dinner, so it wasn't a massive amount in that respect. But if you do want to limit your food and wine spending, then I would set aside a certain amount of money to do that. Now, a good way of doing that is by purchasing a food and wine gift card. It's free basically, but you have to buy $15 worth of credit minimum to get it. It comes with a wristband, so you just put it on your wrist, and every time you go up to a kiosk you just hand it over and they scan it, and it will just deduct the money. The other good thing about it is that you can top it up. So if I wanted to, I could take this back to Disney on my next trip, load it up with credit, and I could spend it as a gift card there. So you can keep this. It's a nice souvenir to have to remind you from the time that you went, but you can also keep using it. It is reusable, so it doesn't cost anything. I put on $40 of credit the last time I did food and wine, and that was pretty much about the right amount for me over the 2 nights that I did it. So I spent about $30 the first night, and then when I went back to Epcot again, I just finished off the gift card, got a couple of other bits just to keep me going for the night. So a gift card, if you want to manage your spending and make sure that you don't buy more food than you would want to spend money on, then get a gift card, and you will not be able to spend more than what is on there, because once you've run out, you've run out, basically. So that's pretty much all there is to know about food and wine. There's nothing that technical about it. So I will show you now some of the items that I selected from food and wine. I am going to do food and wine again in 2017, so I'm really excited to look forward to all of the new and delicious stuff that is going to be coming up. I hope you enjoy, and if you've got any questions about food and wine, please let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. is delicious. I don't know why I expected anything else, to be honest. It's really, really lovely. One thing you do have to be prepared for with food and wine is to get messy, because a lot of it has got sauces and stuff on it, and you just have a plastic knife and fork, so most of the time you end up with really sticky fingers. But it's absolutely delicious.